So today I was thinking and want to talk to you about how your business isn't broken, it is just misaligned. And if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Adam Keeler. I own a home service business here in North Dallas. And for the past 5 years, I took it from a startup all the way to $1 million business. And for the past 3 years, we got stuck, I got burnt out, and we were really struggling, even though we were at $1 million a year business. And it wasn't until recently that I discovered a few key things that I implemented in my business, and it literally changed everything. And my hope is that through this YouTube channel, I'll be able to pass on this information that I have learned onto you, because there are so many small businesses out there that go out of business or are struggling that don't need to be. And my goal is to help as many of those businesses out there as I can. So in today's video, I want to go over a tool that I learned that will help illustrate how your business is misaligned and can be realigned. And this tool I actually learned from my father-in-law. He used to be a corporate consultant, and he said this tool really helped a lot of businesses, larger businesses, understand this concept of being aligned. I apologize if my camera goes out of focus. It's my webcam, and for some reason it does not like the setup that I have going on. But with that being said, if you could just bear with me, I'll explain what I mean here on this piece of paper. Just to give you a little backstory with this, I was asking my father-in-law for some business advice and some organization advice because I was kind of struggling with it. I felt like there were just too many problems that I was having with the organization of my business. And there are other videos I'm going to go over the accountability and ownership. But in this video, I just want to talk about the alignment. So I said, I feel like my business is just kind of scattered a little bit. And he said, all right, let me sit you down. Let me show you something. It's called the 6-cell exercise. So you draw this rectangle, line down the middle, and then 2 lines across. So this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he said, let's work on one of your employees, and then we'll then go to the entire business. I said, all right. So he said, all right, so let's pick your sales guy. So my sales guy is my younger brother, Ben, who's absolutely fantastic. He's awesome and has dealt with the fact that my business has not been structured like it should be and like it is now. He said, let's get Ben, the sales guy. So Ben, the sales rep. Okay. And he said, what you do is you put this right here. On this left column is the motive, and on the right is the ability of Ben. This first row is individual. This one is group. And this one is the organization. So he said, all right, so how is Ben's individual motive? Is he motivated by the work that he does and has the drive to get the things he needs to done in his position? And I said, yeah, he definitely has. So let's say we're trying to align everything going, I guess, in this direction. So I'm going to put an arrow here to kind of illustrate that we're trying to have everything aligned, and we want everything to be aligned in the same direction. So this arrow is going up. How is his individual ability in his role? So as a sales rep, I said, it's actually pretty good. It could be a little bit better sometimes, but for the most part, it's going that direction. He goes, all right. So according to what we've put up right now, individually, he has got the motive and the ability to do his job. Okay, but he said, Adam, have you struggled with Ben to get enough sales or to do the things that he needs to do? And I said, oh yeah, definitely. In fact, pretty much all my employees have had a struggle at one point or another. I'm not just picking on Ben. He goes, well, that's interesting because individually, he's completely aligned. All right, let's go as a group. So does the group have the motive to be able to help Ben with what he does? And I had to think about that for a second. I realized, no, not at all. My business is kind of set up where there are silos. Like everybody kind of we work together, but everybody has their individual role. And if Ben ever needed help, we really don't have the support from the team. Maybe there's some motive there from the group, but they really don't get anything out of it other than helping Ben out, who they care for. And then the ability, this is a big X, or I guess maybe, I don't know why I'm drawing X's. We should be drawing arrows. So let's say this one's going sideways and this is going down. So the opposite direction of alignment. This is maybe neutral. So to give you an example of the group with Ben, last year during our busy season, Ben was struggling with a few things, and I asked him, like, well, like, do you need help? Like, what's going on? And he kept saying, oh, well, I just don't know who to ask or what to say to any of you, because there were just so many leads coming in, and the way that we had set up our business is he was the one that's supposed to handle everything in a very short amount of time. And he said, well, what am I supposed to do? Ask you guys to help me out with some of the customers or do sales calls? Like, you guys have your own thing, and it's not like you'll know what to say, and then you'll have to reach out to me to see if you did the right thing or said the right thing. And he said it just wasn't worth it. And because of that, our busy season actually suffered because we didn't have the support that he needed as a group. All right, so let's take it one step further and do the organization. So the organization is the way that it's outlined. Does that help with the motive for Ben? And does it help with his ability? So it's not, is the organization, does it have the motive? It's not a live person. So does it help with the motive of Ben, and then does it help Ben's ability? So I'll write here, like, let's say it's a CRM or apps. Let's see, tools, let's see, marketing, everything that you have. So when me and my father-in-law were going over this, I was thinking, okay, well, the way that the organization is set up, for the most part, it does help Ben and help with the ability, but it's not fully there. So for example, if we were to list out every single one of these things, like for instance, the CRM for quoting, whether that was up, sideways, or down, this was definitely up. Let me get another marker. But we also have a CRM. We use Jobber. We have Jobber texting. And Jobber texting, as it currently stands, it's okay. It's not that great. It does really good in terms of texting back and forth, but if there are a lot of messages, then it's really hard to find where you're, like, when somebody asks a question or you're trying to get back to them. And some of our team members, if they accidentally look at that message, now it's unread and it's lost. All of our automations through Jobber also go through this same texting thread. So, and whenever we give an invoice or a reminder or a, hey, we're on our way, everything's in that texting, and it just fills up. And so when it's the busy season, it gets so overwhelming and it's really hard to keep up with. So this is definitely down. Anyway, so we went through several of these to see what was going in Ben's favor and going in the same direction to help him out with the motive and ability. And we realized that it was probably about 50% was going up, and the other 50% was either going down or was kind of neutral. Now that is kind of crazy to think about, having a sales rep where our business, the people we have in the business, all the things in our organization, where we are not even aligned with the person who brings in all of our revenue. It was really eye-opening to do this exercise to see kind of why Ben was struggling. My father-in-law said, yeah, a lot of times when there's an employee that is a really good employee that does really well and just not performing as well as they should, if you did this exercise, you would probably find that there are a lot of misalignments in either the group or the organization to be able to have that person do their job and do their job well. And so after this, I went through this exercise with my team and with Ben, and we were able to change a few things to have the group motive go up, group ability go up. One of the things with the group is we actually got him his own assistant. So this is assistant. So if he ever has extra work that he can't do, or different assignments or things like his email or following up with text messages and just making sure that someone's there to help him out as well, that he has somebody. So we got him his own assistant. She's a part-time worker here at our company. And then for the organization motive, we shifted it so that it is more aligned with him. And then we helped out with several of these things. So one of the things that we did was we got Go High Level. It's our other CRM. We have 2 CRMs. We focused a lot more on this. So we made it that it's so much easier to work with the marketing side of a CRM. That way, we are now in this arrow is pointing up and it's aligned. And also with Go High Level, we added email and text campaigns, and we added conversational AI. Not everything was on this jobber texting. We were actually going to be using Go High Level texting, and we had this conversational AI built in there and this assistant as well monitoring this. And so the jobber texting was only for customers that he had given quotes to, or they were paying the final invoice. And that was it. It wasn't for all the leads that we were getting and follow-ups. That was in the Go High Level texting. So if you look at this exercise and notice after we did this, now I would say somewhere around 80% to 100%, let's be optimistic here, is now pointing in the right direction. In the same direction. It is all aligned. And you can do this same exercise if you want. I didn't do it, but you can do the same exercise with multiple employees. But I would definitely have you do this exercise to your business. And then when you do that with your business, you'll realize that in order to have your business aligned, you kind of need to have a point of reference, a direction that you're pointing to. And I like to call that having a North Star or a one focus. If you're interested in learning more about that North Star or that one focus for your business so that you could do this exercise for your business, then check out this other video over here that I have where I go over that information. And if you need more customized help with this, check out the link below to get more information about that. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.